Okay, happy Monday, everybody. Today, what we're going to be doing is cube roots, and cube roots are not that much different than square roots. It's just using different keys on your calculator. So if we go here, I'll show you what a cube root is. Okay, we already know that if I write something like this, that this means I'm going to find the square root of 64. So when I'm looking for a square root, I'm looking for what number multiplied by itself equals 64. Okay, so I come over here to my calculator. I press my second function key, hit that x squared key, type in the number 64, and it gives me an answer of 8. And the square root of 64 is 8, because 8 times 8 equals 64. Okay? And we've been doing enough square roots that I think you understand how to use that function key on your calculator. Same thing if I did the square root of 49. Type in 49, and it gives me 7, because 7 times 7 equals 49. And this is the same as 7 squared, just like 8 times 8 is the same as 8 squared, because the square root is the inverse or the opposite of an exponent. So now, if I were to write 64 again, but this time I put a 3 in what we call the index position, I'm now looking for what number multiplied by itself 3 times is going to equal 64. So what I do then is I come over to my calculator, and if you notice where the blue second function key is, you read down to the green alpha key, and right below that it says math. So press that math key, and then just use your cursor buttons and key down to where you see the 3 outside the radical. Press enter, and then type the number 64, and press enter, and you get the number 4. And what that tells you is the cube root of 64 is 4, or 4 times 4 times 4 equals 64. So if you think about it, 4 times 4 is 16, times another 4. 6 times 4 is 24, carry a 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6, so it's 64. And since it's 4 times 4 times 4, that's the same as 4 to the third power. Okay? So if we did another one, for example, the cube root of 27, I go to my calculator again, go to the math key, and then arrow down to where you see that 3 outside the radical symbol. Press enter again, type the number 27, press enter, and you get 3. The cube root of 27 is 3, because that's the same as 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, and then 9 times 3 equals 27. So the inverse of that, or the opposite of the cube root of 27 is 3, would be 3 cubed, or 3 to the third power. If we did one more, for example, the cube root of 216, again, just go to your calculator, math key, arrow down to option 4 there, hit enter, type the numbers 216, and it gives you 6. And the cube root of 216 is 6, because 6 times 6 equals 36. I'm going to multiply that by another 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Put down a 6, carry the 3. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 3 is 21. So there's 216. Okay, so all you're going to do for this assignment today, called Cubes and Cube Roots, is starting with the number 1. It says 3 to the third power. So you're just going to go to your calculator and type 3, arrow or caret key, 3, enter. 3 to the third power is 27. So then you'd come right back over here, and you would just match that with D. which is number 27. Okay, so that's all you're going to do for those problem over there is either find the cube root or cube it. For numbers 7 through 10, what you need to remember here is that volume equals length times width times height. And when you have the volume of a cube, all three sides are the same. So if one side is 3, that means this side's going to be 3, and this side's going to be 3. So what do I have here? I have 3 3s. So 3 to the third power is going to equal, again, if you don't have that memorized, we just did it. 3 to the third power is going to be 27. All right, if I look at the next one, it says side length 7. So same thing, we're dealing with the cube here, so all sides are the same. So 7 times 7 times 7, length, width, and height. So 7 to the third power. Seven, caret key, 3, enter, 343. All right, so that's all that you're going to do for those. And then for the ones down below where it says cubes and cube roots, again, you're simply going to just type all of those into your calculator and see what answer you get. Okay, so it's a pretty straightforward assignment. If you have any questions, please send them to me on Google Classroom, or you can come up and we can talk about it on Google Meet. Have a great day, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow.